What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Hope everybody's having a great day or night whenever you're viewing this. I just got done watching the Cavs and the Grizzlies play, and it was a battle of two really good up and coming point guards. And honestly, it might not even be up and coming. They might just be here now. Like they're that good. And if you know those point guards for those teams, kudos to you. You should know them if you're a basketball fan anyway. But Morant and Darius Garland, I wanted to shed some light on these two because I think that you might be able to argue for them to be top 5 or 6, both of them. I think is probably this season, he's probably number 2, maybe number 3, unless you're going to argue Trey. But Garland, I think, is top 5 or 6 the way he's been playing on top of it. But I want to talk about Ja first. Dude's a superstar, and it's beautiful to watch. I loved him in college. I don't follow college much, but the only time I really did tap into college was for him, and he's just a, a show anytime you watch him. It's just sit down and enjoy yourself. That is what you're going to be doing when you watch him play. Very rarely has a bad game or anything like that. And even when he does, it still looks amazing, which is not important. But anyway, I want to talk about his stats for the season so far. Ja is averaging 25 points, 6 rebounds, 7 assists, and he's shooting 49% from the field and 40% from 3 on 4 attempts. So he's got some good volume, and he's shooting 40%, which is, you want that from your star point guard especially. And he's got a 58% true shooting percentage. So he's efficient with the ball, and I don't know what the league average is, but I know he's higher than league average. And I don't know if it's still the same, but for a while he was the top guy finishing at the rim amongst everybody, including bigs, the guys that get easy putbacks and stuff all the time. Ja was number 1. I wouldn't be surprised if he's still number 1 or in the top 5 there. The dude finishes every layup that it seems, every contested layup at least, that he takes, and it's amazing. Super ambidextrous. If you watch him play, he loves using his left hand a lot and passing. And I really like watching this Grizzlies team with him because Desmond Bane plays really well with him and off of him. And Jaren Jackson Jr., I call him Trey J. That's the nickname that I heard a couple years back, and I absolutely love it. He's starting to figure it out with him, but I think this team really revolves, or like at least their ceiling is going to be determined by Morant. And Grizzlies fans, let me know how you feel about that. Morant's a superstar. Okay, I don't think that can be argued with at this point. He dragged his team into the playoffs last year with a clutch game against the number 1 point guard, in my opinion, Steph Curry, in the play-in tournament. Beat them, got them into the playoffs. They won a playoff game. Yeah, they were the 8 seed playing against the 1 seed. You can figure out what happened there, but they did more than they were probably cut out to do. The game tonight between the Grizzlies and the Cavs, I want to talk about that because Ja was fantastic, just amazing. He had 26 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals, and 2 blocks. 2 blocks for a guy that size that isn't really in the paint or anything like that. That's pretty remarkable. And if you watch the game all the way through to the end, he had a clutch steal under like 20 seconds where the Cavs were only down by 2. And, the Cavs were trying to do the smart thing. They were trying to make sure Garland got the ball, and their point guard kind of telegraphed it. Ja saw it coming as a smart player that he is, jumped the route, took the pass, went down the lane. You can guess what happened there. Guy is insane. With all that being said, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. And if you're enjoying this content, please like. I really appreciate it. All right. So now that I'm done talking about the superstar that Morant is, I want to give a lot of credit and a lot of love to Darius Garland because I love watching him play. He's a stud. He's definitely a franchise point guard. I don't think anyone should argue against that. He does everything you can need out of an elite point guard, and he does it pretty well. And that's, as a rookie, I think he was like the worst rated player in the entire league. So to see where he's at just a few years later, where he looks like he's top 5 or 6 at the position, that's a huge jump, and that's a lot of credit to him. His stats on the season: he had 20 points, 3 rebounds, 7.3 assists. I rounded some of these numbers. He shoots 48% from the field, 38% from 3. But here's the kicker: he shoots 38% from 3 on 7 attempts. So he's getting them up there. He's not a chucker or anything like that, but he's getting his shots up there, and he's taking a lot of them. So to knock down 38%, that's really impressive. This is one thing that I'm a big proponent of, even though it can kind of be skewed depending on the lineups you're in. His net rating is, with him on the floor, they are plus 10.7 points better. So you take him off the floor, that team is 11 points worse. You put him on the floor, they're basically 11 points better. It's kind of how I read into that. And his true shooting percentage is 59%. So he shoots above average, and he takes high volume, and they're not always the easiest shots, not always wide open. It's a lot of contested. step backs, off the dribble, like tough shots. So have a true shooting percentage that high is very, very good, and be shooting 48% from the field, because a lot of times you see guys that have a play style like him where they shoot like 42, 43. So where he's at, that's really good. And he's also 90% from the free throw line. So he's a bucket. He's a walking bucket, and he's a very, very good playmaker. I love watching, as much as I can watch them, I love watching the Cavs with Mobley, Garland, and Jared Allen. I love that three-man monster. I think they're going to be so good. And Evan Mobley probably deserves a video of his own. Whether or not I make one, let me know in the comments if you guys want to see that stuff. But Evan Mobley's a stud. But the engine that makes this team go is Darius Garland. And, you know, it's evident in the way they play with him on the floor compared to when he's not on the floor, judging by the net rating. So I want to know, if you guys got to this point in the video, where do you rank Ja and Darius Garland respectively amongst today's point guards? I don't think Garland should be anywhere lower than 6, and I don't think Ja should be anywhere lower than 3, because they've been fantastic this season. They would get all-star votes from me. I hope they're all-stars. They deserve it. Ja's a monster. Garland's a monster. They got such bright futures. I might pick up Ja's throwback Grizzlies jersey. I don't know, deciding how bad I really want it or not, but that's a tangent. Anyway, I appreciate anyone that got this far in the video. Like I said earlier, please like and subscribe if you're new, and I'm done here. Peace.